Good evening, everyone. This is Robert. RJL Network presents another exciting edition of Inside Pitch. The 1999 season is on the air. Today's date is May 19th, 99. We are at the Skydome once again for an American League matchup between the Detroit Tigers and the Toronto Blue Jays. We've already seen the Blue Jays this year, but this is our first look at the Detroit Tigers. The Tigers, of course, won my 1983 championship, and they are going to go ahead and get the. They're going to go ahead and get that off. They're going to go ahead and get their rings tonight. So tonight we should have an exciting matchup between the Tigers and the Blue Jays, and I will be giving the Tigers their rings shortly. Brian, the Tigers come into this game, however, a record of 13-25. They're struggling this year. It doesn't look like they're going to repeat. The Blue Jays are also struggling a bit, 17-24. And so both these teams are looking for a win to try to get back into their division races. Brian B. and Clee baseball fan are first to join us here at the Skydome. The Tigers did win this game historically 7-3. They had 11 hits and no errors. The Blue Jays had 6 hits and no errors. We'll see what Inside Pitch has to go tonight as XSG2 and Ernest Cruz join us here at the Skydome. You've stolen the rings. So we will see what happens tonight as the Tigers and the Blue Jays will get started here at the Skydome. So if everyone is set and ready to go, let's get ready. Let's get going. Starting pitcher for the Toronto Blue Jays tonight was David Wells. Rough year, but had a good amount of wins. 17 wins, 10 losses, a 4.82 ERA. That tells me he got run support that season. We are at the Skydome. Skydome is a neutral park, 199 it was, 189 home runs, -1 to walks. Everything else is good. As Chuck Rawlings now joins us here at the Skydome. So we are set and ready to go as the play some baseball. And before we even start the game, the commissioner of RJL Network, who happens to be me, hereby calls Chuck Rawlings to come to the stadium, to come to the field and receive the rings for the 1983 Detroit Tigers, who won my World Series in the last replay. And, of course, we will give the rings to all the Tigers players. Of course, they're wondering, okay, we won that World Series 16 years ago. What took you so long? But hereby, I hereby present Chuck Rawlings with the rings, the championship rings for 83, since he is the premier Tiger fan in the chat. Congratulations, Chuck Rawlings, for your 1983 World Series champions, Detroit Tigers. And let's see if I can. Here. Why it doesn't let me do that? But okay. They weigh a ton. Thank you. Yeah, they do weigh a ton, don't they? All right, people, it's time to play some baseball. Let's go to the top of the first. Leading off for the Tigers, left fielder Juan Encarnacion. 255 average, 19 homers, 74 RBIs in 99. We're going to use blue, white, and blue dice. Blue Jays are the home team. Both teams trying to go ahead and get a win here. Tigers not looking like the World Series champions in 83, and Blue Jays got a lot of work to do. Let's see what happens tonight on Inside Pitch. Wells, 2-2. It's at the park. Skydome, 6-2. It's a grounder to second base. That will be handled by Craig Graybeck. And Graybeck will take it and throw to first for out number 1. Next up is the second baseman, Damian Easley. 266 average, 20 homers, 65 RBIs. Wells, a 1-6. Home run chance, and the 16, that is good against a lefty. Easley needs an 11. No, he's going to miss it. 5-4. Instead, he's going to ground it to short. He's going to get over it. Homer Bush will get to that play and throw it over for out number 2. Here's the right fielder, Bobby Higginson. 239 average, 12 homers, 46 RBI in 99. Wells, 4-5. Pitcher result. That 10 is going to be a base hit against the lefty right up the middle. Higginson will hit a base hit past the pitcher, and the Tigers will get a man on. 2 men away. Here's the third baseman, Dean Palmer. Last I checked, he could hit the ball. 263 average, 38 homers, 100 RBIs in 99. Higginson on at first. Strategy roll, and he will stay there. Wells, 2-2 at the park. Skydome, 2-5, and it's a home run to the opposite field against the lefty. Palmer needs a 20, and that's as far as I need to go. Kaboom! That ball is high. That ball is deep, and that ball is gone. Home run, Dean Palmer. That was just powered by the Skydome. I think the roof may be open, and the wind might have blew that one out. And Dean Palmer hits a 2-run bomb. And the Tigers will take a quick 2-0 lead here in the first. Next up for the Tigers is the first baseman, Tony Clark. 280 average, 31 homers, 99 RBIs. They could hit. Their pitching was not good. Wells, 4-2, strikeout, and got him, and that will end the inning. First strikeout for David Wells. He had 169 of them in 99. But 2 runs on 2 hits. A 2-run bomb by Dean Palmer. And we go to the bottom of the first. Starting pitcher for the Detroit Tigers is Brian Moehler. 10 wins, 16 losses, a 5.04 ERA in 99. And he gets the call tonight for the Tigers. Leading off for the Jays, left fielder Shannon Stewart, 304 average, 11 homers, 67 RBIs in 99. Moehler, 5'4", range play. Stewart, 6'4", that's a fly to right field. Going after that is Higginson. Higginson's range is a 3, and he's got it on the run, 1 down. Nice play by Higginson. He'll take a hit away. And that will bring up the shortstop, Homer Bush. Yes, that is a great baseball name. 320 average, 5 homers, 55 RBIs in 99. Bush is playing shortstop tonight. Moehler, 5'4", again with the range play. Bush, 4-2. This time it's a fly to left. And that's hit to Juan Encarnacion. He was excellent. His range is a 5. But he's not getting that one. That's going to be under. He's going to be just a little over his head. That's going to be a base hit for Bush. Bush gets a single. And now here's the right fielder, Sean Green. 309 average, 42 homers, 123 RBIs in 99. That is an excellent year. Strategy roll for Bush. He had 32 steals. He won't get one here. Moehler, a 2-2 against the lefty. Strikeout, 17 is going to miss. Green, 1-2, and it's grounded to first. That's going to get picked up by Clark. Let's see if they turn it. 1-1-1. Shortstop pivot. Cruz +1 is a 2, and they will. Nope, the only play that Clark has is the first. Bush got good speed, got good jump, and he'll make sure he gets the out, and that's out number 2. Bush will advance to second base on the grounder. And now here comes the first baseman, Carlos Delgado. Some people think he belongs in the Hall of Fame. 272 average, 44 homers, 134 RBIs. You can make an argument for him. You can make an argument. Bush on it, second. Strategy, he'll stay put. Moehler, 3-5. That's a blank. Delgado, 3-3. And it's a hard line out right to short. Cruz puts up the glove. Pow. Inning over. So no runs and a hit for the Blue Jays. 2-0 Tigers after 1. And Moehler 27. We go to the top of the second. Leading off for the Tigers is going to be the center fielder, Gabe Kapler. 245 average, 18 homers, 49 RBIs in 99. Wells, a 4-1. That's a blank. Kapler, 4-3. Ground ball to third. Easy play for Tony Fernandez. And he will throw it over for the out. Here comes the Detroit designated hitter, Jason Wood, a 159 average, a homer, 8 RBIs. He's the DH tonight. Only played in 27 games for the Tigers that year. Wells, 2-2. That's at the park. Skydome, 6-6. High fly to right, but an easy play for Green. And he will get that for the second out. Here comes the catcher, Bill Haselman. 273 average, 4 homers, 14 RBIs. Wells will pitch. Wells, 3-1. That's a blank. Haselman, a 3-2. It's flied to center field, and it will be Cruz. It will be Jose Cruz getting to that, and he's got it. And that is a 1-2-3 inning for Wells. We'll go to the bottom of the second. Misspelled Moehler's name for the sake of a joke. Shame on you there, Ernest Cruz. Leading off for the Jays is going to be the third baseman, Tony Fernandez. 328 average, 6 homers, 75 RBIs in 99. Good year. Moehler, 6'4", that's a blank. Fernandez, 1-5, grounded to second base. Easily will get to that. And he'll toss it over for out 1. Next batter is the center fielder, Jose Cruz. 241 average, 14 homers, 45 RBIs. Moehler, 4-6. That's at the park. Skydome, 1-2. That's a blank. We're going to have a rare play with the bases empty. So rare play coming up with the bases empty, and that's a 53. And same as 51, except right field. Fly ball to the track in right field. Do an F9 error check. Okay, well, that is going to be Bobby Higginson. His error rating is a 3. That's a 9. He's not going to make an error. I think that means he's going to make the catch. And no, there is no error. That's not going to be an error. He'll make the catch, and that'll end the rare play. And that's going to be out number 2, just like that. So 2 outs on a fly out to right. There's a nice play by Higginson. And now the Toronto designated hitter, Kevin Witt. A 206 average, a homer, 5 RBIs. Both these teams have a couple of hodgepodge players in there. Moehler, a 3-4, strikeout, 19. No. Witt, a 1-1. It's a hard line out right to first. Clark puts up the glove. Pop, inning over. 1-2-3 go the Blue Jays. Still 2-0 Tigers after 2. Both teams trying to get a win. The Tigers 13-25, having a rough start to a season after they won the World Series on my channel. Leading off for the Tigers in the top of the third, the shortstop, Devi Cruz. I don't know if it's DV or Devi. I'm not 100%. Or Divey. Someone go ahead and correct the spelling of the name for it. 284 average, 13 homers, 58 RBIs. I know who he is. I just don't remember what's pronounced. Devi, whatever. Davey. Thank you there, Clee baseball fan. Cutter Historical joins us here at the Skydome. Says Jays better win. Wells, 1-4. Wild pitch. It's a blank. Cruz, 4-4. And that's flied to center field. And that'll be handled there by Cruz. From one Cruz to another Cruz. It's out number 1. Next is Encarnacion. He's 0 for 1. Wells will pitch. Wells, 2-6. It's a blank. Encarnacion, 6-3. And that's fly to left field. Shannon Stewart will come over to there. And he'll get it for out number 2. And now here's Easley. Easley's 0 for 1. Us cruises are all over the place. Yes, they are, Ernest. Yes, they are. Wells, 3-3, range play. Easley, 5-4. That's a grounder to short. That's going to be a range play for Homer Bush. His range was a 3. And he's got it. Nice play by Bush. Makes it look easy. Picks it up, throws to first, and that will end the inning. 1, 2, 3, go the Tigers as we go to the bottom of the third. Leading off for the Blue Jays will be the second baseman, Craig Graybeck. That name brings up some memories. 363 average, 10 RBIs in 99, but he only played in 34 games for the Blue Jays that 34 games that year. Moehler, 6-6. That's a pitcher result. Righty, 1-11's a base hit past the pitcher. That is 11. It's a single. Graybeck will go ahead and get that base hit, and he'll hold it first. And now here's the catcher, Mike Matheny, future manager. 215 average, 3 homers, 17 RBIs in 99. Not that great a year. Infield a double play. Graybeck not a threat to do anything, and he won't. Moehler, 1-3. That's at the park. Skydome, 3-6. And it's pumped up behind the plate. Going after that is Hazelman. And that is a 3. I'm going to roll to see if he makes an error. And his error rating is a 3, but he will not make an error. He will make the catch. And that's going to be out number 1. You always check. I do the idea of the catcher trying a possible error, but I don't like it where it's an automatic error. All right, an automatic error check. I use on the D20. If it's even, it makes the play. If it's odd, I will roll for an error. So that's out number 1. That's a house rule, of course. Here's Stewart. And actually, Chris is actually thinking of dumping that entire rule. Stewart is 0 for 1. Graybeck, not a threat to do anything, and he won't. Moehler, 4-2. It's a blank. Stewart, 2-4. Ground ball, second base. 2-2-3. Shortstop, pivot, Cruz, +1 is a 4. And no. They're not going to be able to turn it. May have been a little slower than usual. They do get the force. And Stewart gets to first, but there are now 2 down. So fielder's choice, and it will bring up Bush. Bush got a single his first time up. And I believe that, Brian B. I actually do. 2 men down. Stewart did have 37 steals. He's not getting one here. Moehler, 4-4. Range play at the park. Skydome, 2-2. That's a single plus to center field. Going after that is Kapler. Kapler was pretty good. His range is a 4, and he will not get it. That's going to be a base hit, but Bush has to try for second. Stewart automatically rounds second. He'll go to third. Bush trying for second. Base runner 3. BR3. Kapler +1 arm, a 1-4. Bush gets to second, and he will. He slides just under the tag. So now runners at second and third. That'll be a double now for Bush. Runners at second and third with 2 outs. And here's Green. Green is 0 for 1. Fans here at the Skydome. Both these teams need a win, the Tigers and the Jays. Moehler will set up against Green. Strategy roll. Nothing on the 16. Moehler will deal. Moehler, 6-1. Error on a throw. Green, 4-2. And nope, that's going to be a fly ball to center field. And this time Kapler will make that play. And he will make the catch and retire the side. No runs, 2 hits. The Blue Jays leave a couple on. Still 2-0 Tigers after 3. On to the fourth. Bobby Higginson leads off for the Big D, and he got a single his first time up. Wells. Let's see, 3-3, range play. Getting a lot of range plays tonight. Higginson, 3-6 against the lefty. It's a single past third, but it's a range play. Range play for Fernandez. He wasn't good. His range was a 1. And he won't get that one, not even close. Higginson will get the single, and it will be his second hit of the night. Here comes Palmer. Palmer hit a bomb his first time up. Infield double play. Higginson on first. He had 4 steals, and he will not get one here. Wells will pitch. Wells, 6-1, strikeout 20. No. Palmer, 4-1, and Palmer continues to hit again. That's going to be a double into center field. Will it score Higginson? Base runner 3, double to center, a zero adjustment, a 1-3. Higginson scores. It's a 6. Higginson coming around third. Palmer's at second. Center fielder for the Blue Jays is Cruz. He has a 0 arm. A 1-4, there'll be a play. And there is a play. Play at the plate. A 2-5. Higginson is out. No, Higginson will score, but the ball is caught off, and Dean Palmer is picked off at third. But the run counts. Ball is cut off there by the shortstop Bush. He throws to Fernandez to get Palmer, who tries to advance. So the run does score. That's going to go as a double and a put out. It's 1 out now, but it is 3-0 Tigers. D. Scott Howard, the Goat Whisperer, joins us here at the Skydome. So they get an out, but the Tigers do get the run. Here's Clark. Clark is 0-1. Wells will pitch. Wells, 5-1, strikeout, got him. And that is the second strikeout for Wells. And 2 away. Here's Kapler. Kapler's 0-1. Wells will pitch. Wells, 1-6. Home run chance. The 20 is high. Kapler, 1-4. It's a ground ball to short. Easy play for Bush. Bush will take that, toss it over, and end the inning. 1 run on 2 hits. Palmer, though, picked off at third base, or thrown out at third base, but the Tigers do get a run. We now go to the bottom of the 4th. Carlos Delgado leads off for the Blue Jays. He is 0-1. As I said, some people think he belongs in the Hall of Fame. You can make an argument. Moehler, 1-6. It's a blank. Delgado, 2-5. Grounded to short, second base. Easy play for Easley. Easley will make it look easily and throw it over. 1 down. Here's Fernandez. Fernandez is 0-1. Moehler, he will deal. 4-5 against the switch left. Strikeout 11. That will be too high. Fernandez, 3-5. Powers 1 into left. That's a 16, and that is going to stay up there. Encarnacion will come under it. Has to run a little bit, but he will make the catch. 2 down. Here's Cruz. Cruz is 0-1. 2 men down. Tigers lead 3-0. Bottom of the 4th in this American League game. Moehler, 2-6. Hit by pitch. No. Cruz, 6-3, and it's a base hit. Cruz keeps the inning going, and that's a single to left. So he gets his first hit of the ball game. And next up is Witt. Witt is 0-1. Cruz at 14 steals, and he stays where he is. Moehler, 1-4. Wild pitch. And yes, that'll go to the backstop, and Cruz will go to second. So Moehler throws a wild one, and we'll redo the strat. And nothing happening there. So now Cruz on at second base, and Moehler will pitch to Witt. Moehler, 5-3, strikeout 13, swing and a miss, struck him out, and the inning is over. And that is only the first strikeout for Brian Moehler. He had only 106 of them in 99, but he will get the K there. No runs and a hit for the Blue Jays. Still 3-0 Cats after 4. We go to the top of the 5th. 3-0 in favor of the Cats, who received their 1983 World Series RJL Network wings. And who leads off? Leading off for the Big D is Jason Wood. He's 0 for 1. Wells, 1-5. It's a blank. Wood, 6-1. And that is a fly to right. Easy play for Sean Green. He'll get to it. And that's the first out. Next up is Haselman. Haselman is 0 for 1. Wells, he will pitch. 6-3, error on a grounder. Haselman, 4-5. That is a ground ball. It's a ground ball right back to the pitcher. David Wells has an error rating of 0. He won't make an error. He'll throw it over, and that's out number 2. Here's Cruz. Cruz is 0 for 1. Wells, he will deal. Wells, 6-2, strikeout 5, cold strike 3 on Cruz, and the inning is done. Third strikeout for Wells and a 1-2-3 inning for him. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th. Moehler cruising along right now. No pun intended there. Here's Craig Graybeck. He'll lead off for the Bluebirds. And he got a single his first time up. Pitch from Moehler, 1-6. It's a blank. Graybeck, 4-6, and he grounds one easily to third. That'll be picked up by Palmer. And over to first it goes. Matheny is next. He's 0 for 1. Moehler, 4-2. It's a blank. Matheny, 5-1. That's another ground ball to third. Another easy play for Dean Palmer. And that's out number 2. Stewart, he's 0 for 2. Moehler right now getting some good defense, and having a 3-0 lead does help. Moehler, 1-3. That's at the park. Skydome, 2-6, and it's grounded to third base again. And that'll go to Palmer. Palmer says, "Does anybody else here want to take a turn?" Palmer will go ahead and get it, takes his time, tosses it over, and retires the side. Dean Palmer makes all 3 putouts in this inning. 1-2-3, 3-0 in favor of the Cats. Rapidly moving ball game so far. Kind of like a lazy pitcher's duel. Combined ERA of these 2 pitchers, 9.8. Wells will get back on the mound. And Juan Encarnacion leads off for the Tigers. He is 0 for 2. So 3-0 in favor of the Cats. As we're now in the 6th. Wells, 3-4, range play. Encarnacion, 1-2. That's a fly to center field. That's going to be gone after against Cruz. And Jose Cruz is going to go after it. And his range is a 3. And he actually is going to make the catch. It's out number 1. So fly out to center field. 1 away. Here comes Easley. Easley is 0 for 2. Wells, 5-3. That's a strikeout. 11. No. Easley. And 1-1. That's a ground ball to third. That'll be handled by Fernandez. Fernandez throws it over. 2 down. Here's Higginson. Higginson 2 for 2 with 2 singles. Fans here at the Skydome waiting for the Blue Jays to do something. Wells, 3-6, strikeout 4, swing and a miss. Strikeout, and the inning is done. That's the fourth strikeout for Wells. 1, 2, 3 for him. And bottom of the sixth coming up. Homer Bush leads off for the Jays. And he's 2 for 2, a single and a double. Moehler, he will pitch. 5-5 against the righty, blank. Bush, 4-5, base hit into right field. Bush gets his third hit of the night. See, that's his second single. And now here's Green. Green is 0 for 2. Infield set for double play. Bush with 32 steals. That's an 8. He doesn't get the steal. He doesn't get the steal sign, and Green's going to swing away. Moehler will pitch. Moehler, 1-4. Wild pitch. A possible pass ball. Hasselman's pass ball rating is a 2. And he makes the play and prevents and blocks it, and that's going to be ball 1. So he does block that, so it's not a pass ball. So now we go, but since it was not a pass ball, we go straight to the pitcher card. Actually, it's not ball 1 because the rule is no matter what happens off the wild pitch card, all right, unless it is a wild pitcher. So if there's no wild pitch or a pass ball occurs, you go to the batter card. So Green gets the swing. There's no pass ball. Green swings. 5-4, and he grounds it to second base. 1-1-2. Shortstop, pivot, Cruz. +1 is a 3. And no. Bush is thrown out at second. Green will take first. And that is out number 1. So fielder's choice for Green. So Green on at first there. And the batter now is Delgado. Delgado is 0 for 2. Infield still a double play depth. Strategy, nothing on the 4. Green stays put, and Moehler will deal. Moehler, 1-4. Wild pitch, again a possible pass ball. Hasselman's got to make another play. His pass ball rating is a 2, but he won't block that one. That'll bounce off his chest protector, and Green goes to second. So that is a pass ball this time on Hasselman. Hasselman goes to Moehler real quick and says, hey, settle down here. I'm having a problem. That does move the infield back. Now we'll re-roll the strat. And Green gets the steal sign to go to third, but you're down 3-0. You're not even thinking about it. Moehler, 4-3. That's a blank. Delgado, 6-3. And Delgado's going to get the Blue Jays their first run of the game. That's going to be a double into right field. So Green will come in. He will score. And it's now 3-1. So the pass ball will allow an easy RBI for Delgado. Now a 3-1 game. And here's Fernandez. Fernandez is 0 for 2. Still 1 out. Bottom of the 6th. Strategy here coming, and that's an 18. Nothing happening. Moehler will deal. Moehler, 4-5 against the switch left. Strikeout too high. Fernandez, 3-4, and it's a ground ball to third. That'll be handled by Palmer. Throw goes to first for the out, and Delgado will stay at second. 2 down. Nice play handled by Palmer. And now here's Jose Cruz. He's 1 for 2 with a single, but now 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. Strategy roll, and nothing on the 17. Moehler will go ahead and deal. Moehler, 2-3. Home run chance. And against the switch left, 1-20. The 17 is good. Against the righty, Cruz needs an 11. Does Jose Cruz tie the game? No. Cruz, 6-3, but he will get a base hit. That will be a single into left field. Delgado with 2 outs, base runner 3. A single to left -1, a 1 or a 2. Delgado will score, and he will. Delgado will still come in to score. Cruz goes to first. It's 3-2. Stadium cheers. Yay! RBI single for Cruz. Now a 3-2 ball game. And here comes Witt. Witt is 0 for 2. And now the Blue Jays have made this a game right now. Cruz on at first, and he will stay there. Moehler, 5-3, strikeout, got him, and the inning is over. Moehler gets his second strikeout, but 2 runs, 3 hits, a fielder's choice, and a passed ball. 3-2 Cats now after 6. As I'm sure Chuck Rawlings in the chat is now getting a little nervous as we go to the top of the 7th. Dean Palmer will lead off for the Cats. He's 2 for 2, a double and a bomb. 3-2 Tigers. Wells with the pitch. 5-4, strikeout, got him. And that's going to be Wells' 5th K. So 2 away. And here comes Clark. Clark is 0 for 2. He struck out twice. Wells, 6-2. Strikeout 11. Got him 2 again. And that is the 6th strikeout for Wells, 2 away. And now Kapler. Kapler is 0 for 2. 2 outs. Wells will pitch. Wells, 6-6. Hit by pitch. No. Kapler, 3-6, and it's a base hit. Kapler keeps the inning going, and that's a single into left. And now the batter is Wood. We're now in the 7th inning. We probably will see a pinch hitter for Wood for the DH, and they are going to do just that. I believe they're going to do just that. Jason Wood coming out of the game. And coming on to take over a designated hitter will be Frank Catalanato, 276 average, 11 homers, 35 RBIs. He will take over for Wood at DH. So Frank Catalanato will go up against Wells. 2 outs here. Top of the 7th, 3-2. A Frank Catatonic, yes. Kapler. Strategy rolls are on still. Nothing on the 18. Wells will pitch. Wells, 5-5. Walk plus ball 4. Wells gives up a walk. That will move the runner over. That's only the first walk given up by David Wells. He only had 60 of them in 99. And it now brings up a chance for Hazelman. Hazelman is 0 for 2. And do you let him bat or do you bring in Osmus? 273 average. They're both the same, actually. I'll let Hazelman stay in there. He had a 273 average. Good enough. 2 outs. Kapler on at second. Catalanato at first. Wells is still going to continue to pitch. Strategy roll. Nothing on the 10. Wells will pitch. Wells, 1-5. It's a blank. Hazelman, 5-5. And it's a fly ball to right field. Easy play for Green. And he'll make it and retire the side. No runs, a hit, and a walk. We got ourselves a ball game once again. And we are at the 7th inning stretch. Sing, take me out to the ball game. I'll be right back. Don't forget, we got 10-minute ticker coming up after the Knights game. Tomorrow night, we're gonna go south as we could probably go. So we're going to get to see two teams yet in the National League we have not seen this year. We're going to Pro Player Stadium. The Pittsburgh Pirates will take on the Florida Marlins. Todd Ritchie will be going for the Pirates, and Ryan Debster will be going for the Marlins. It's our first look at both those teams for the 99 season. The Pirates and the Marlins, the Bucks and the Fish at Pro Player Stadium. That will be tomorrow night here on the network. Bottom of the 7, Tigers lead the Jays 3-2. Brian Moehler can pitch to 2 more batters before he tires. Craig Graybeck leads off for the Bluebirds. He'll bat. He's 1 for 2. 3-2 Tigers. Moehler, he will deal. 6-1, error on a throw. Graybeck, 1-6. It's a ground ball to third. That's picked up by Palmer. His error rating is an 11. That's a 3. That's wide, and that's going to be an automatic extra base for Graybeck. That's going to be a throwing error on Palmer. As he throws that wide of Clark, Graybeck goes to second. Actually, I'm sorry. That was not an S, right? That error on a throw. I keep on forgetting. That's not an infield single. I actually do have to throw. Hold on a minute. Delgado's range is a 3. He didn't make it anyway. Okay. So that is going to be an E5. First error on the Tigers in the ball game. They had none historically. So a bad throw by Dean Palmer allows the tying run to get to second base. And now here's Matheny. Question is he going to bat? Matheny does better against righties. And he is actually, he's going to bat. Mike Matheny has a better average against righties here. 3-2 Tigers, but now the tying run is on base. Strategy roll from Moehler. Nothing on the 3. Graybeck stays at second. Moehler, 2-5, strikeout, and got him. That's a big K. Big strikeout from Moehler. That is the 3rd strikeout, and that is out number 1. That'll bring up Stewart. Brian Moehler is tired. I'll ask Chuck Rawlings, do you want to replace him? He is tired as of now. If he gives up an S1, that's going to be an automatic hit. The Tiger bullpen is meh. Not terrible, but not great either. So what does Chuck Rawlings want me to do? You want to go ahead and replace him? I say replace him because right now an S1 is going to be, in parentheses, is going to tie the game up. I would replace him. So the problem is the bullpen is, it's just not great. It really isn't great. So unless Chuck Rawlings has anything to say, I'm going to go ahead and take him out of the game. He says take him out. That'll be it for Brian Moehler. But he did a very good job, and he leaves with a W. We'll see a new pitcher for the Tigers. And we're only in the 7th inning. I just don't think I could bring in Doug Brocale in just yet. So I'm going to go, or actually, no, I can bring in Brocale. I can, because Todd Jones is the closer. Coming on to pitch for the Tigers is going to be Doug Brocale. 4 wins, 4 losses, 2 saves, and 2.52 ERA. Brocale's going to come in here to pitch. Doug Broccoli. Yep, Doug Broccoli. So Graybeck on at second. Stewart the batter, and he's 0 for 3. Graybeck at second. Strategy roll. Okay, Brocale can throw to 5. And nothing on the 19. Actually, Stewart gets the bunt sign, but you're not doing that here. Brocale will pitch. Brocale, 3-4. Possible error. Stewart, 5-5. And that's going to be a double into center field. This game is tied. Graybeck will come around and score. Center fielder Kapler, an error rating of 3. That's a 16. He won't make an error. Stewart holds at second base. We're tied at 3. Stadium cheers. Yay! Stewart comes through with a big-time double. And a 3-0 lead the Tigers had is now evaporated and is now tied. No lead is safe when you play inside pitch. And here comes Bush. Bush is 3 for 3, 2 singles and a double. Now the go-ahead run on second base. Brocale, strategy roll. And nothing on the 9. Brocale will go ahead and pitch. Brocale, 2-6, strikeout, got him. He gets a strikeout. He had 78 of them in 99. That's out number 2. And now here comes Green. Green is 0 for 3. Stewart on at second. 2 outs now. Bottom of the 7th. We're tied at 3. Strategy. Nothing on the 17. Pitch from Brocale. 3-3. Strikeout 2. Swing and a miss. Strike out. The inning is over. And Detroit pitching strikes out the side, but not until the Blue Jays get a run on a big error. 1 run on 1 hit and 1 huge error by Dean Palmer. He did hit the 2-run bomb, but he commits a big error. Tied at 3 after 7. We go to the 8th. David Wells can pitch to 3 more batters, and they're going to let him pitch. Davey Cruz leads off for the Tigers. He's 0 for 3. I'm sorry, 0 for 2. Wells will pitch. Wells, 3-3, range play. Cruz, 2-2, ground ball, second base. That ball is hit to Graybeck. He was meh. His range is a 2. And it's a base hit. Cruz will go ahead and hit that past Graybeck. And the go-ahead run is on base. Single for Cruz. Here comes Encarnacion. He's 0 for 3. Infield set for double play. Cruz had 1 steal, and he's not going to get that. Well, actually, he gets the steal sign, but 4 plus 1 is 5. And Matheny is 0. No. Cruz will stay where he is. He had only 1 stolen base. That tells me that must have been a failed hit and run. Wells will pitch. Wells, 3-1. It's a blank. Encarnacion, 1-5. And it's a ground ball to third. 2-2-3. Second base, pivot, Graybeck, a 0-1-3. It's a double play. They got it. 2 outs. Encarnacion grounds out around the horn. 5-4-3, and now the batter is Easley. Wells will be tired after him. So now 2 outs. Wells will pitch. Wells, 6-5 against a righty. Strikeout plus. That's a 4. That is a swing. That is a miss. And a strike out. Side retired. That's the 7th strikeout for David Wells. No runs and a hit for the Cats. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Carlos Delgado leads off for the Blue Jays. He's 1 for 3. Doug Brocale's going to stay in the game, and the reason why he actually is the best reliever they have for now. Brocale can pitch to 2 more batters, though, before tiring. He will pitch to Delgado. Delgado does not hit righties as well. Brocale will pitch. Brocale, 6-5, strikeout plus. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. 3rd consecutive strikeout for Brocale. He had 78 of them in 99. Here's Fernandez. Fernandez is 0 for 3. Brocale, he will deal. Brocale, 4-4. Strikeout, 14 is high. Fernandez, 4-3, and it's flied to right field. That'll be played by Higginson. And that's the 2nd out. And now here's Cruz. Brocale is tired. He says he can pitch. Cruz is 2 for 3 here, 2 singles. Brocale will deal. Brocale, 4-4. Strikeout 5. Swing and a miss. Strike out. The inning is over. Brocale does a heck of a job. 4 strikeouts on 5 batters. And that is a 1-2-3 inning. Tied at 3 after 8. But will we see some 9th inning magic? Bobby Higginson leads off for the Tigers. He's 2 for 3 with 2 singles. Wells is done. Blue Jays going into the bullpen. And let's see, they got left, right, and switch. And let's see. Left, right, and switch. Coming on to pitch for the Blue Jays is going to be Billy Cook. No wins, 5 losses, 31 saves, a 3.39 ERA. They'd rather go with him now to try to keep this game, to try to get this game where it is. So Moehler leaves with a no decision, and so does Wells. And now Cook will come in to pitch. He can pitch to 5. So here's Billy Cook. Top of the 9th inning, tied at 3 between the Cats and the Jays. Cook, 3-1 against the lefty. It's an automatic out. And it's a grounder to short. Easily played by Bush. And that's the first out. Next up is Palmer. Palmer is 2 for 3, a double and a bomb. Cook will go ahead and pitch. Cook, 1-3, strikeout 10, got him 2. And that is the first strikeout for Cook. He had 57 strikeouts in 99. 2 away, here comes Clark. Clark is 0 for 3, he struck out all 3 times. Cook will go ahead, settle in. And 6-2, wild pitch, it's a blank. Clark, 3-2, ground ball, second base, easily played by Graybeck. And he will throw it over to end the inning. 1-2-3, go the Tigers. Will we see some bottom of the 9th inning magic? Kevin Witt is the leadoff batter, but he's not going to bat with a 206 DH average. But new pitcher coming in for the Tigers, and they're going to bring in their main closer, and that's going to be Todd Jones. 4 wins, 4 losses, 30 saves, a 3.80 ERA. So Jones coming in to try to get this into extra innings. Kevin Witt coming back. They will bring in a new DH, and it is going to be coming on to now take over at designated hitter for the Blue Jays is going to be Pat Kelly. 267 average, 6 homers, and 20 RBI. So Kelly will take over for Witt at the DH spot. Better hitter. So now Pat Kelly will now pinch hit. Now you don't follow the not bringing the closer in a tie game on a road rule. Why not? Todd Jones will pitch to Kelly. He's actually the reason why I'm bringing him in. He's the second best relief pitcher they have. The Tiger bullpen was meh. Jones will pitch. And Jones can pitch to 4 batters, by the way. Jones will deal. Jones, 2-3, strikeout. Got him. And he gets Kelly. Jones had 64 strikeouts in 99, 1 away. And here's Graybeck. Graybeck is 1 for 3, singled and reached on an error. 1 out. Jones will pitch. Jones, 2-5, strikeout 5. Got him! Struck him out. And Tiger pitching has struck out 6 of the last 7 Jays batters. And now the batter is Matheny. Matheny is 0 for 3. 2 men out. Jones will pitch. Jones, 4-3, possible error. Matheny, 1-3, ground ball, second base. The ball is hit to Easley. His error rating is a 3. That's a 2. He bobbles it, and it's going to drop to the ground. Matheny is safe. That's going to be an E4. Easley's error rating is a 3, and that is a 2. And that is the second error on the Tigers. And that allows Shannon Stewart to come up to bat. Stewart is 1 for 4. Very capable hitter. Matheny on first. Winning run on first for the Blue Jays. Tied at 3. Bottom of the 9th. Strategy roll. And nothing on the 10. Matheny will stay put. Jones will go ahead and pitch to Stewart. Fans here at the Skydome hoping for a big-time hit. Jones will pitch. Jones, 3-5, range play. Stewart, 2-4. It's a ground ball to second base. That ball is hit to Easley. Easley's got to make a range play. His range is a 3, and he's got it. Easley makes up for the error, picks it up. He throws to short, covering second base to get Matheny, and the inning is done. And we've got free baseball. Free baseball here. Get your free baseball. No runs, no hits. There was an error. And we're going to the 10th, tied at 3. We go to the 10th inning, tied at 3 here. Ghost runners not active. They will be active in the 11th if we get there. Billy Cook will continue to pitch. And it is Gabe Kapler leading off for the Tigers. Kapler is 1 for 3 with a single. Top of the 10th, tied at 3. Cook will deal. Cook, 2-4. That is a blank. He is not tired. Kapler, 3-6, and it's a base hit to left field. Tigers get the leadoff man on. Kapler gets his second hit, and it will now bring up Catalinato. Catalinato walked his first time up, coming in for Wood. Infield a double play. Kapler had 11 steals, and he does not get the steal sign. Catalinato will swing. Pitch from Cook. 6-5, strikeout 10. Cold strike 3 on Catalinato. Catalinato should have swung at that. That was right down the pike. 1 out. Cook is now tired, but they're going to let him pitch. The batter is Hazelman. Hazelman is 0 for 3. Still 1 out here now in the top of the 10th. Strategy roll for Kapler. He stays put. Cook will deal. Cook, 1-4. Range play. Hazelman, 3-3. It's a fly ball to right field. Going after that is Sean Green. He was pretty good. His range is a 4. Nope, that's going to drop, and it's going to be a single. Base hit to right. Kapler, base runner 4. Single to right, -1, a 1-3. Kapler will get to third. He will. Hazelman grounding first. He's going to try for second, and he will not get. He's going to go ahead, put the brakes on, and head back. So Kapler is on third on a base hit by Hazelman. Now the infield has to play in. The next batter is Davy Cruz. That's it for Cook. He is tired, and he will come out. And the Blue Jays will go to the bullpen. And coming on to pitch for the Jays, the Jays bullpen is yuck. But they're going to go with their next best pitcher, and that's going to be Graham Lloyd. 5 wins, 3 losses, 3 saves, a 3.63 ERA. Graham Lloyd will be the third Toronto pitcher, lefty, of course, but he's the next best guy he's got in there. Infield is in. Runners at first and third for the Cats. Strategy roll still on. And that is a 1. Hazelman, he will not go anywhere. He did get the steal sign, but he'll stay put. Lloyd will go ahead and pitch. Actually, he didn't get the steal sign. Cruz, it was no, and I don't do hit and runs with that. So Lloyd will pitch. 3-3, strikeout, and no, that's 2, just missed. Cruz, 1-5, and against the lefty, it's a fly ball to center field. That's going to be out number 2. A fly out to center. Davy Cruz, sacrifice fly of 2, hit to center +2, a 1-4. Kapler will score, and he will. That's going to be a sacrifice fly for Davy Cruz, and the Tigers take a 4-3 lead. Stadium groans. Kepler does score. Now it's 4-3 Tigers here with 2 outs in the top of the 10th. And Encarnacion is the batter. He's 0 for 4. He's had a rough night. No XSG2. You're thinking of Gabe Kaplan, you bum. Hazelman, but of course we know that. Hazelman at first base. 2 outs here. Now a 4-3 lead for the Tigers. Strategy roll. Hazelman stays put. Lloyd will pitch. Lloyd, 2-4. Strikeout. No. Encarnacion, 4-5. It's a grounder right back to Lloyd. Lloyd will go ahead and get that. He will throw to first and end the inning. 1 run, 2 hits, and a sacrifice fly. Tigers 4-3 now. We now go to the bottom of the 10th. John Haverly joins us here at the Skydome. Homer Bush leads off for the Blue Jays. Doug Jones is tired. Question is, do I let him pitch? He is tired. The thing about it is the next guy I could bring in would probably be, if I go by ERAs, I don't know. I don't know if Chuck Rawlings is there. I don't know. I think you let him pitch. He's still the best reliever I got, even though he's tired. I probably would go with Bryce Flory. But I think I'm going to let Jones pitch until he gets in trouble. Todd Jones is going to stay out there. Right now, Lloyd is facing with the L. Actually, no, I'm sorry. Cook is facing the L, not Lloyd. So now Todd Jones is going to pitch to Homer Bush. Bottom of the 10th, 4-3 Tigers. Jones will settle in and deal. Jones, 6-3, strikeout 14, that's high. Bush, 6-5, and it's powered into center field. That's a 14, and Homer Bush is going to lead off with a triple. Hit into center field, powers one into center, and that's going to be a triple. Bush will slide into third, and the tying run is 90 feet away. Triple for Bush. Now the batter is Green, and now Jones has to come out. And the Tigers are now going to go to the bullpen. And coming on to pitch for the Tigers is going to be C.J. Nitkowski. 4 wins, 5 losses, no saves, 4.30 ERA. Nitkowski's going to come in now to pitch, and he can pitch to 3. His job, get this into the 11th inning. Infield in. Bush on at third. C.J. Nitkowski will now pitch to Green. Fans here at the Skydome hoping for a hit. Strategy roll. Nothing on the 15. Nitkowski will pitch. Nitkowski, 3-3 against the lefty. Strikeout plus, and got him. Struck him out. Wow, Green becomes a 21. That's a 19 and got him. That is a big K for Nitkowski. He had 66 of them in 99. 1 away. Here's Delgado. Delgado is 1 for 4 with a double. Delgado does better against lefties, actually. But Nitkowski trying to go ahead and get this game done. Strategy roll. Nothing on the 2. Bush stays where he is. Nitkowski, he will pitch to Delgado. Nitkowski, 4-6, hit by pitch. No. Delgado, 1-3, and it's a fly ball to right field. That's going to be caught by Higginson. Delgado, sacrifice fly of 2, hit to right, +1, a 1-3, Bush will score. He doesn't. Now Bush is going to try on his own. Base runner 3, Higginson is 0, another 1-3, he still scores. Yes, he will, and this game is tied. Stadium cheers. Yay! Sacrifice fly for Delgado. That will bring in Bush, and now we're tied at 4. And here comes Fernandez. So Cook is off the hook. I made a rhyme. And Jones loses a chance to get a win. But there are now 2 outs. Nitkowski will pitch to Fernandez. Tied at 4 now at bottom of the 10th inning. Nitkowski, 3-6, strikeout, 19 is high. Fernandez, 6-6, and Fernandez keeps it going. That's a double to right field. Higginson will get that one. He'll toss it over, and the winning run is at second base. So Fernandez goes to second. Now the batter is Cruz, and Nitkowski now has to come out because he's tired. And the Tigers are going to the bullpen. And coming on to pitch for the Tigers is going to be Bryce Flory. 4 wins, a loss, no saves, 4.65 ERA. So here comes Bryce Flory to pitch for Detroit against Cruz. Cruz is 2 for 4 with 2 singles. Fans here at the Skydome on their feet, hoping the Blue Jays can get a win. I know Cutter Historico would love to see that. Fernandez on at second. Flory, strategy roll, and nothing happening. Flory will pitch to Cruz. Here it comes. Flory, 5-3, strikeout, swing and a miss, struck him out, and we got more free baseball. 1 run on 2 hits and a sacrifice fly. Tied at 4 after 10. And this is a Game of the Year candidate. We go to the top of the 11th. Graham Lloyd's going to stay on the mound as he can pitch to one more batter, but they're going to let him stay on the mound here. Ghost runners are now active, so Juan Encarnacion will get to second base, and he will be the ghost runner for this inning. Damian Easley will now bat for the Tigers. He is 0 for 4. Reason why I use ghost runners, I can't be playing 20-inning games on a school night. Encarnacion on at second. We're in the top of the 11th now, tied at 4. Ghost runners are on. Strategy roll. And that's a 4, no bunt attempt. He will hit away. The only way I'll do a bunt in this situation is if a bunt is actually called. Lloyd will pitch to Easley. Lloyd, 5-6, range play at the park. Skydome, 3-4. It's a base hit to center field, but it's a range play for Cruz. Cruz's range is a 3, and that's going to be a hit. Single to center, Encarnacion, base runner 5. Single to center +1. There will not be a throw. Encarnacion will score. It's 5-4 Tigers. So the Tigers get the ghost runner in, as they do get him in there on an RBI single by Easley. And now the batter is Higginson, and Lloyd is going to pitch. Or is he? Let's see what the Blue Jays want to do. And they are... nope, actually Lloyd's going to come out. Lloyd's going to come out of the game, and we'll see a new pitcher for the Blue Jays, and it is going to be Tom Davey. 2 wins, a loss, a save, a 4.71 ERA. So Davey right now will come on to pitch for the Blue Jays. Nobody out. The ghost runner is in. It's only 5-4, but now the Tigers looking to see if they can get another run in. Infield double play. Higginson is 2 for 4. Strategy roll. And that's a 3, and Higginson gets the hit and run. He gets the hit and run call. He gets the hit and run call. You know what? That's not a bad idea. In this situation, he's not that great a hitter. A hit and run actually makes sense. Yes. Hit and run is on. Davey, 2-4. Range play. Higginson, 3-3. It's a base hit to left field, but that's going to be a range play for Shannon Stewart. His range is a 3, and he's got it. And easily will have to hold back to first base. That's out number 1. Great play by Stewart. He doesn't make that. Easley's automatically on third. And now here's Palmer with 1 out. Palmer is 2 for 4, a double and a bomb. He's strategy roll, and Easley will stay put. Davey will pitch. Davey, 5-6, strikeout, got him. That's a big K on Palmer. Davey had 59 strikeouts in 99, 2 away. And now here's Clark. Clark is 0 for 4, due for a hit. Easily on at first, and he will stay at first. Davey, 4-4, against the switch left. It's a blank. Clark, 1-4, and it's a fly ball to center. That'll be easily played by Cruz, and he'll get to it and retire the side. 1 run on 1 hit as they get the ghost runner in, and it is now 5-4 as we go to the bottom of the 11th. Bryce Fleury's going to stay on the mound for the Tigers. As we go to the bottom of the 11th inning, Jose Cruz is the Toronto ghost runner here. And leading off for the Blue Jays is Pat Kelly. Kelly struck out his first time up ever since taking over for Witt. Cruz on at second base. Bottom of the 11th now, 5-4 Tigers. Fleury will go ahead, strategy roll. Kelly has a bunt rating of 3, and he is not going to bunt. He will swing. Fleury, 6-2 against the righty. It's a blank. Kelly, 1-2, ground ball to first. That's going to get picked up by Clark. He'll take it to the bag himself. Cruz goes to third, 1 out. Infield will play in. And now the batter is Graybeck. Graybeck can hit. 1 for 4, singled and reached on an error. Infield is in. Bryce Fleury will go ahead and pitch. Strategy roll, and nothing on the 12. Timeout real quick, Will. I'll just add an extra column to the scorebook. And now Fleury will go ahead and pitch. Fleury, 1-3. That's a pitcher result against the righty. A 1-15 is an automatic out. That's a 13. And it's going to be a ground ball to first. That is huge. Because with the infield in, Jose Cruz's rating becomes a 0. He cannot come in to score as Clark picks it up and takes it to the bag himself, looking off Cruz, 2 outs. So 2 down on another ground ball to first, and now 2 away. And the batter is Mike Matheny. May see a pinch hitter for him. And we will. And Mike Matheny, well, actually, no, Matheny does better against righties. I think bringing in D'Alessandro is a mistake. No, Matheny's going to bat. No, they didn't, Philip Reynolds. This is my world. And I can't be playing, as I said, I can't be playing 20-inning games on school nights. Mike Matheny will bat against Fleury. He hits righties a lot better. 2 men down. Tying run on at third. Bottom of the 11th. Tigers lead 5-4. Fleury trying to get the final out of the game. Mike Matheny trying to get this into 12. Strategy roll. Nothing on the 2. Cruz will stay put. Fleury will go ahead. He will set it up. Gets the sign from Hazelman. Here's the pitch. Fleury, 5-1 against the righty. It's a blank. Matheny, 3-6. And it's a hard line drive right to short. Davy Grooves puts up his glove. Pow! That's your game. Tigers will escape with the win over the Blue Jays, 5-4 on a line drive right to Cruz. Stadium barfs. Yeah. Nothing across, as the Detroit Tigers will get the win, 5-4 here in 11, as the Blue Jays strand the tying run on third base. So a tough loss for the Blue Jays at home, but the Tigers will go ahead and get the win, and I'm pretty sure Cutter Historical somewhere probably just spit up in his drink. Final line score coming up. In 11 innings for the Tigers, 5 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors. For the Blue Jays, 4 runs, 10 hits, no errors. The winning pitcher is going to be CJ Nick. It's going to be Bryce Flory. He's going to get the win, and Graham Lloyd is going to wind up with the loss. So the Tigers get a 5-4 win here at the Skydome. And thank you very much for joining me, Ernest Cruz. But I'm not done yet. The 10-minute ticker is next. So another Ghost Runner game. You know, like I said, I hate the Ghost Runner with a passion, but you got to admit, it does make extra inning games a little bit more exciting in some cases. It does make regular season extra inning games very exciting. It does. The Ghost Runner is actually beginning to grow on me a little bit. I still hate it, but I'm now beginning to understand it. It is now time for the 10-minute ticker, brought to you by FastScore Baseball. Ernest Cruz, this was your first appearance here? I am very sorry. I didn't know this was your first appearance. I thought I saw another Ernest Cruz at one time. I didn't know this was your first appearance. Welcome to the network. You are now a networker. All of my subs I call them networkers. Let's see here. So let's start with May 19th. We already know that Detroit wins the game 5-4 over the Blue Jays. Let's see how the rest of the majors go. Anaheim at Baltimore. Angels 654, that is 6. Orioles 663, that's 7, and that will be a win for the O's. Yankees at Boston. Yankees 1146, and that is 6. Red Sox 826, and that is 3, a win for the Yanks. Cleveland at the White Sox. Cleveland 1554, and that is 8. White Sox 932, and that is 4. The Indians are beginning to make their move up the American League Central. Oakland at Kansas City. Athletics 1026, that's 4. Royals 1446, 7. Royals will win it. Minnesota at Seattle. By the way, Ernest, who's your favorite team there, Ernest? Twins 1465, and that is 11. Mariners 1426, and that's 5. It's a win for the Twin Cities. Tampa Bay at Texas. Tampa Bay 1551, and that's 7. Rangers 1625, and that is 5, and that is a win for the Devil Rays. Pittsburgh and Atlanta, got no favorite. You just love baseball. You know what? Let's give that guy a hand. He doesn't have a favorite team. He just loves the game. That's just awesome. Pittsburgh 641, and that is 4. Atlanta 953, and that is 6. A win for the Bravos. Reds and the Rockies. Reds 1726, and that's 5. Rockies 813, that is 1, and that game belongs to the Reds. Cubs and the Marlins. Cubs 1134 and 5 runs. Marlins 636, and that is 4. And yep, that is 630. Yeah, 636. Yeah, that's 4 runs. That's a win for the Cubs. Astros and the Dodgers. Astros 465. That's 8. Dodgers 523, and that's 2. A win for the Stros. Phillies and the Expos. Phillies 944 and 5 runs. Expos 1054, and that's 7 runs. A win for the Spos. Cardinals and the Padres. Cardinals 654, 6 runs. Friars 1164, 9 runs. A win for the Friars. Diamondbacks and the Giants. Diamondbacks 1321, that's 3. Giants 1054, that's 7. And a win for the G-Men. On to May 20th, Anaheim at Baltimore. Angels 831, 4 runs. Orioles 1455, that's 8 runs. Another win for the O's. Yankees at the Red Sox. Yankees 1225, 4 runs. Boston 643, 4 runs, and that's going to extras. Yankees roll a 5, -1 is 4. Boston rolls a 1 +0, and that will be a win for the Bronx Bombers. Oakland at Kansas City. Athletics 1151, and that's 6. Royals 1043, that's 5. The A's will get the win. Detroit at Toronto. Tigers 541, that's 4. Blue Jays 1113, that's only 2. That's another win for the Cats. Cubs and the Braves. Cubs 426, 3. Atlanta 1435, and that is 6. And the 1999 Braves are acting well like the 1999 Braves. Diamondbacks and the Rockies. Diamondbacks 1951, that is 8. Rockies 312, that's 0. Win for the D-backs. Pirates and the Marlins. Pirates 1224, and that's 4. Fish 522, and that's 2. That's a win for the Bucks. Raise the Jolly Roger. Astros and the Dodgers. Astros 1133, and that is 5. Dodgers 235, and that is 3. That's another win for the Stros. Brewers and the Mets in a doubleheader. Can my Mets get some wins? Brewers 746, and that is 5. Mets 1865, that's 12. The Mets take the first. Brewers 646, and that is 5. Mets 1043, that is also 5, and they're going to extras. Wrong dice. Brewers roll a 3 +0. Mets roll a 2 +0, and they will split the twin bill. Cardinals and the Padres. Cardinals 752, and that's 6. Padres 532, and that's 3. On to May 21st, Texas at Baltimore. As David Vega joins us here for FastScore Baseball. Rangers 1246, that's 6. Orioles 951, and that is also 6, and they're going to extras. Rangers roll a 1 +2 is 3. Baltimore rolls a 3 -4, and that will be a win for the Rangers. Toronto at Boston. Blue Jays 9-42, that's 5. Red Sox 12-12, that's 1, a win for the Jays. Detroit at Cleveland. Doug Hunt joins us here late. Very disappointed in you, Doug Hunt. Where were you all game long? Tigers 6-24, and that is 3. Indians 19-45, and that is 8. That's another win for the Tribe. Seattle at Kansas City. Mariners 15-14 and 3. Royals 8-14, that's 2, a win for the Mariners. Oakland at Minnesota. Athletics 15-44, that is 7. Twins 9-61, that is also 7, and they're going to extras. Oakland rolls a 6, -1 is 5. Minnesota rolls a 4, +0, and that will be a win for the A's. And that working for a living and a working. I don't want to hear it, Doug. You're supposed to be here for every single game. Working is not an excuse. Anaheim at Tampa Bay. Angels 13-46, that is 7. Devil Rays 7-46, and that is 5, and that's a win for the Halos. Cubs and the Braves. Cubs 7-14, that's 2. Braves 13-34, that's 5, another win for the Bravos. No, I really don't keep the records of winning streaks, but I've had some big ones. Diamondbacks and the Rockies. Diamondbacks 14-15, that is 3. Rockies 10-35, that is 4. That's a win for the Rockies. Pirates at the Marlins. We have these two tomorrow night. Pirates 9-66, that's 11. Marlins 9-45, that's 5, and you can raise the Jolly Roger. Cardinals and the Dodgers. Cardinals 7-64, that's 8. Dodgers 12-15, and that's 3. That's a win for the Redbirds. Brewers and the Expos. Brewers 11-34, that's 5. Expos 7-24, that is 3, a win for the Brew Crew. Phillies and the Mets. Can my Mets get a win? Phillies 7-42, and that's 4. Mets 12-64, that is 9, and my Mets will have 2 happy recaps tonight. Reds and the Padres. Reds 9-36, that is 5. Padres 6-51, and that is also 5, and they're going to go to extras. Both teams roll a 1. Cincinnati's a -2. San Diego's a +1. That will be win for the Friars. Astros and the Giants. Astros 14-43, and that is 6. Giants 11-26, and that is 4, and that's another win for the Astros. That is your 10-minute ticker. If your team won tonight, congratulations. If they didn't, there's always tomorrow. Tomorrow we will be at Pro Player Stadium. Our first look at these two teams for 99. The Pittsburgh Pirates taking on the Florida Marlins. Todd Ritchie will be going for the Pirates, and Ryan Dempster will be going for the Marlins. We get our first look at the Bucks at the Fish. That'll be tomorrow night here on the network. Be there or be square. Thank you all for joining me tonight. Please leave a like on your way out to the turnstiles. Subscribe if you've not done so. Make sure you hit the bell. Also, one thing I should mention. I am almost at 1,000 subs. Almost there. I think I'm at 970. Tell people to sub to me. Okay? To watch a good baseball, to watch somebody who has no life rolling cards and pushing dice on a board. I'm almost at 1,000. Let's see if we can get there before the year is over. So everyone, tell your friends everything. Try to get sub to me if possible so I can get that $1,000. It took me 5 years to do it. I really would like to see if we can do it. 1,000. Let's try it. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay smart, stay strong, and we'll see you guys tomorrow night. The Detroit Tigers needed extra innings. The Cats go ahead and scratch the Blue Jays tonight, 5-4. We will see you guys tomorrow night.